Today is Monday, February 5, 2024. There are quite a number of levels on the chart this morning. As you know, these levels are the basis for activating trades in E-mini futures. If and when the spiders touch these levels, market orders are entered in the E-minis, and a certain set of rules are followed to pull base hits out of the market. The base hit in our playbook is 4 ES points. So there are a number of these levels that are relatively close, within 10 or so ES points, top and the bottom here. So that's enough for a reaction the other direction for a quick base hit of 4 points. But if they bust through a level and continue to the next level, then it would just be prudent to be aware of your position size. So I, for one, if the spiders get up here or down here, I'll be taking partial position sizes. Currently in the pre-market at 8:21 a.m., the spiders are at 493.43. After the market closes, we will look at this chart and analyze all the trades taken at these levels. Well, the market has been closed for several hours now. There was one trade today when the spiders got down to 491.25 and triggered a long trade in the E-minis. That trade did not work out so well. We gave some money back to the market today. Just take a look at this chart because later in the day, I want you to see that they got close to the 494.30. Did not get close enough, though. The trigger point was at 494.25. That was a no trade. I just want to show you how close they got to that point. But I did record the trade today, so let's take a look at that. It's around 4 minutes long, so we can just talk through it. So I've cut this video to where when I start it right now, it's going to be a few seconds before this order was triggered, right at 491.30. So here it goes. It was around 10:17 or so in the morning. That was a long trade. As you can see, they were immediately out of the money, fell down to the fumble threshold at 490.90. And they did find some support there and begin to climb back up, but never got to the base hit. Obviously, we would not be talking about a loss and a fumble and a TKO, which you'll see in a minute, if they had reached the $800 of the 4 points at 4 contracts. So I want you to notice that when they got back into the money, they had a couple spikes here, but they could not get any higher than this point. You see this high here, they're kind of halfway home. They did that 4 or 5 times and just could not get any higher than that. So it kind of makes you think that, at least I was thinking at the time, was this the trade? Was this the scalp, the base hit from this level that was just 40 cents lower in the spiders? But I was just treating this as a process, letting it play out. If they weren't going to give me the base hit, then I was going to look for things that would happen under the fumble threshold, which is the red line at 490.90. Looking for signals to develop that would tell me that this trade is a fumble. And if that's the case, I would reverse. But if they got much lower before that happened, I would buy again at 489.72. In fact, later you'll notice when I put an order in the system to buy 4 more contracts at 489.72. It would be out of the money quite a bit at that point, but I could withstand that because the expectation is that there would be some support down here. In fact, around 490 and slightly below would have been a really good area to buy. But when they got lower and out of the money, they never got low enough. So there, you just saw the order get put in for 489.72. So they found some support here, intermediate support, and started climbing up again. But at this time, I'm starting to look for the signal that would call this trade a fumble. And it happened eventually. And when that happened, this trade was reversed. But the unfortunate thing is it was reversed. It so happened it was the exact wrong time to reverse, because that's when they finally found some footing and began to climb. So you'll see this in a minute. And it was around 5 points or so, 4.5, 5 points out of the money. So that reversal yielded a fumble. Or when it was reversed, it was out of the money around 4.5 or 5 points. So that was the first part of the trade that was negative, and it would have been nice if they continued lower. That did not happen, as you'll see. So they've been under this long enough. They reversed, or I reversed, but they never got down to the 4 points below this point. So it creates a new fumble threshold, and I'll put that on the chart in a minute. You'll see it. I think it was around 491.26 from where this new entry point was, where the reversal happened, because it looked like they were gaining some traction here, and so they continued higher. So now I'm out of the money again. This is the definition of a TKO, a technical knockout. Basically, in my book, it's 2 fumbles. So at this point, anything can happen, but the expectation is they're going to find find the right, um, in this case, resistance. I want them to go lower to at least wash out some of that fumble from before, but they continued higher. So I'm looking for signals above this new fumble threshold to close this trade out at a new loss, additional loss. So 2 losses in my book, two fumbles are what I would code as a TKO, technical knockout. In my case, it was around $2,800 a day. So not a very fun day, but you'll see it happen in a little while when it was pretty clear that the Bulls were in charge. The ironic thing was, as soon as this was closed out right there, they circled back around and they came back down a little bit lower again. But either way, that was a trade. I'll go back to the entire day so we can get a full picture of it again. So once again, here's the day. Just got wrong-footed on both sides of this trade. Looks pretty minor and meaningless here, but it was the equivalent, at least with 4 ES contracts, of around $2,800. And no more trades for the day, so we'll look at the tracking log and see what kind of damage was done. Here it is. Out of all the levels, only one was hit, and it did not work out. So you can see the damage depending on number of ES contracts. So that was it. That's a wrap for today. Hope you found this information interesting. Maybe you learned something. If you like these videos, consider liking them, liking this one, subscribing to the channel. Thanks, and have a great day.